Hey guys, this is Lorenz of the Ketones and Coffee Podcast. Make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on any of this great content. Hey guys, welcome to the Ketones and Coffee Podcast, where we talk about creating a sustainable, healthy lifestyle through the ketogenic diet. I'm Lorenz, and I'm so grateful to have you joining me on this journey. And every week I bring in guests who have the knowledge and experience to help you on your own journey to a better health. This week, we have a special guest who has been through the same trials and tribulations as we all have on our search for a sustainable lifestyle. Together, we hope to assist you on your own journey. I'm so excited for this, guys. This week, we have a special guest joining us. Nicky Billou is a #1 international best-selling author, speaker, and advisor to some of the most successful and dynamic entrepreneurs in Canada. He is also known for his recent adoption of the Carnivore diet, which has had a significant impact on his health and well-being. Nicky is the co-founder of eCircle Academy, a year-long mastermind and educational program for coaches, consultants, and other service-based entrepreneurs. Nicky is also the host of the #1 podcast in the world on thought leadership, the Thought Leader Revolution, where he has interviewed over 300 of the world's top thought leaders. With a wealth of experience and insights to share, I'm sure you'll find Nicky's insights valuable and inspiring. I'm so excited for this. Nicky, welcome to the show.
Lorenz, man, it's great to be here, brother. Thanks for having me on. Happy New Year. God is good every day.
Happy New Year, sir. Glad that you're here today. And, sir, just, going through your story, you've accomplished so much in the business world, and, I recognize thought leader in your field. Before we dive into your health journey and the carnivore diet that you shared, when you reached out to me, I couldn't find anything about, the switch to the carnivore diet or a mention of it. Or have you mentioned it before on any of your podcasts?
No, brother. I mean, right now, most of what I talk about is around business and so forth. But I have a background of having been a health and fitness coach for over 10 years. And just recently got introduced to the work of Dr. Tony Martin of the Martin Clinic. And he's the fellow who talks about the Martin Clinic reset, which is eat eggs, meat, and cheese only for 30 days. Eggs, meat, and cheese. And I did that for 30 days. It was remarkable what it did for my energy, remarkable what it did for my testosterone levels. It was absolutely fantastic, right? First of all, eating steak really tastes good. Love eating steak every day.
Yeah.
I love fish as well.
Yeah.
But most of us eat a lot of junk, right? Most folks eat a lot of processed foods like chips and cake and crap like that, which doesn't really give them a ton of energy, right? If you eat natural foods that, God gave us to eat, I think that gives you a ton more energy, gives you a lot more ability to go out there and conquer the world. I say to people that if you're in business and you haven't optimized your health by eating better and working out, you're costing yourself probably $250,000 a year in income just by that alone.
That's huge. That's huge because we always talk about the 4 pillars of health. If your food is not right, if sleep is not right, stress and movement is not right, you wouldn't be balanced, and you will sacrifice a part of your life that you said it yourself that maybe causing you some business, right? We'll get to that in a second.
Maybe it's like scientifically been demonstrated through some not double blind studies or anything like that, but through studies we've done with folks. That when they've worked out and they've been eating right and they've been de-stressing and all that, their income shoots up. When they're not doing that, their income stays stagnant. It's a fact, man. Optimized health means more money in your pocket.
I love hearing that. Somebody like me who own a business, starting off a couple years, me and my wife starting our own thing. Love to hear that. Before we dive into that health journey and how you got started, I want to, for our folks here, how did you get into your line of work and what motivates you right now in your career, and how did you get started there?
Well, Lawrence, I'm actually originally an immigrant from the Middle East. I'm a Christian from Iran. And when I was a young boy, there was the Islamic Revolution in Iran where the benign dictatorship of the Shah was overthrown by a tyrannical dictatorship of the mullahs. And my father, my late father, God rest his soul, he could see the writing on the wall. This was not going to be a great place for him to raise his Christian family. So Dad made a plan and got us out of Iran and brought us eventually to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, right? I thank God every day for my father and his foresight. I don't know, Lorenz, maybe you had, your parents were like that for you because you're also in Canada and they brought you here.
Yes.
Right? I don't know, you're probably as grateful to your parents as I am to mine, right?
I am.
Brought us out of a tough situation to a good situation. And for that reason, I believe in freedom, in free expression, in free enterprise. Because without freedom, you cannot have a successful business. Free enterprise, you cannot have a successful business. Without free expression, you cannot have a successful business. Right now, I don't know if you saw, but the government of Canada has sicked the Ontario College of Psychologists on Dr. Jordan Peterson, saying because you posted things on social media, we're going to take your license away. Like, that's insane. We all need to be standing up for freedom. We all have the right to say what we want on social media, and they shouldn't take your job away because you have opinions that are different from theirs. You know, so to me, those are the most important things. We all need to take a stand for that. And my father was also an entrepreneur, and he was the best, greatest human being I've ever known. Like, Dad was the kind of man that, like, if you knew him and you were looking for work, he'd get you a job. He would call people and get you a job. If you were trying to start a business, he would help you start your business. Even if you were going to go compete with him, he believed in abundance. He didn't think of it as competition. He just said, that's great. Let's get you going. And if you were somebody who, worked for him and you were trying to buy a car or a house or an apartment and you didn't have enough money, Lawrence, he would top you up so you could buy that car, that house, or that apartment. I saw this growing up. This was my example. And I thought, wow, I want to be like Dad, man, because who does that? Well, my dad did that, the late, great Napoleon Billou. And why would he do that? Well, number one is he would do that because he was a Christian and he believed he had been blessed by God Almighty and Jesus Christ. And it was his duty to share those blessings with other people. But secondly, he did it because he was successful. He had the money. And I wanted to be like that. I wanted to help people. So I got into business, eventually, entrepreneurship. I was a health and fitness coach for many years. I helped a lot of people get healthy and fit. But there was a point where I wanted to do more on the business side for people. I wanted to help people create financial freedom for themselves because freedom's always been the theme for me. So I started to see there's a lot of people in business, Lorenz, maybe you've noticed this. They're good people. They know how to do what they do, but they're not business people. They don't understand marketing and sales and finances and balance sheets and income statements and cash flow. They don't understand hiring and firing and culture. They don't understand systems and structures and processes. You know, and I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. My dad was a businessman, so I knew all this. I studied this in school. So I got excited about helping people, good people with big hearts, make a lot more money by understanding how to optimize their business. And especially, I'm really good at helping people be strategic, think things through with marketing and sales. And because a lot of people, they're afraid of marketing and selling. They don't want to come across like they're pushy or salesy. So I never had that problem. I see selling and marketing as me serving people. And so I show people how to reframe their thinking from pushiness to service. Because if you change that selling word to serving, then you're a lot more excited about helping people. And just doing that, helping people rewire their thinking and learn how to implement business processes, structures, systems. Your brother, I help people double, triple, fivefold, tenfold. In a couple cases, 100 and 500-fold their businesses. Add 1 0, 2 zeros to their annual income. That's big, man. That's really big. So that's what I like to do. That's what motivates me. That's what excites me.
Love it.
I'm also 55 years old, and since I stopped being in the wellness field, I'm as ripped and as fit. So I just I have to figure this out. So starting January 9th, I'm going to hit the reset button again on pure carnivore eggs, meat, and cheese diet, and get it going for myself. And I want to encourage people listening to this. do this for yourself. You should. You're going to win if you believe in God and you believe that you deserve a good life. Then you should do what God intended you to do, which is to eat food that He provides for you, and not go out and eat fake food.
Yeah.
There's fake news. Now there's fake food.
There's fake food. I love where this is going. The story with your dad, that how he, raised you as a man, and what he taught you to, there's enough for everybody, and sharing, and he didn't think of it as competition, even though it will be in the same industry. He thinks like he's always in abundance, and that's why he's always had so much, because he thinks that way, and there's enough for everybody. And I think that's the key for people to realize that you should help each other. We should help each other out within the industry, within if it's a keto space, carnivore space, or just business in general. Just helping each other out will keep the industry moving forward, and that will result to everybody getting their own, right? Man, I love that story. I'm not a business person, but when I adopted the high-fat, low-carb lifestyle, my initial goal was to lose weight. And not only I reached my weight loss goals, but I also experienced a significant increase in energy and improved focus. That's why I chose to stay within this lifestyle. I've been living the lifestyle for about 3 years now, and not only I reached my weight loss goals, but I increased energy and my focus. And it feels like I've gained a new life and a new purpose, and I want to share my experience with others. That's why I started my business. And I wasn't a business person to begin with. I just want to share. I feel like I'm obligated to share my experience. I was somebody who was suffering from anxiety and depression, and now when I started the high-fat, low-carb diet, all of that dissipated. Maybe because of getting rid of the junk, the refined sugars, processed, boxed meals or whatever it is. And I feel like I have gained so much life from that. And I've also became a health coach to help spread the word. And this podcast, I'm not making any money on this podcast, but this is to share life experiences like your experience with, a lot of people who may, pick up on this story. Man, love that story.
Well, like if you're a health coach, let me tell you a story about a health coach I worked with, if you don't mind.
No worries. Go ahead.
So this was a young man who came to me, and he had been, again, he was a good man. You know what I mean? Like yourself, a good man. And you wanted to see a man like that succeed, right? His name was Dan. And, but Dan was a bad businessman. You know what I mean? He had 7 clients.
Like
he made $1,200 a month. It was brutal, right? And so someone introduced him to me. They said, look, you should talk to Nicky B. Nicky's like, Gary V and Nicky B, man. It's got a nice ring to it, right? So
yes.
he was saying you should talk to Nicky B because he used to be a health and wellness guy, and he knows business and he can help you. And so I met Dan, and so here's what happened, right? I said, okay, Dan, tell me about your business. Who do you help? How do you do it? And he said to me, no, man, Nicky, listen, I can help anybody. Like, they can lose weight, they can get into competition, they can get stronger, add muscle. And I'm like, Danny, no, buddy, you got to narrow your focus. No, but I can help anybody. I'm like, anybody with a wallet and a pulse? And he's like, that's funny. I guess so. And I'm like, no, buddy, narrow. He goes, okay. How do I narrow? I'm like, listen, who do you love working with, right? Like, I asked him, who do you love working with? Who's paid you well? And who do you get good results for? And he goes, well. I love doctors. My dad's a doctor. I love my dad. Doctors make a lot of money. I'm like, no, Danny, that's not like that. You can't go for the money. Because, my dad always told me, life is about people, not money. Business is about people, not money. Right? That's someone's brother, someone's son, someone's husband. Someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's sister. Daughter. Right? And I'm like, Danny, it's not going to work. He did it, didn't work. Okay, Danny, we got to change this. Narrow. He goes, okay. Cardiologists, they make more money than doctors. I'm like, oh my God, what a terrible message. You make more money than doctors. Then it's not going to work. Nope, he went for it. Didn't work. Then God Almighty, through serendipity, goes to him and goes, here's a man for you to work with. He's a man with a missing limb, a Paralympian athlete. Missing leg. They hit it off. He got this guy in shape. This guy went to the Paralympic competition, won medals. Medals! And Dan comes to me and goes, oh my God, Nicky, I think I finally get what you've been trying to tell me. It's not about the money, it's about the people. I've been going after the money, haven't I? I go, yeah, you have. He's going, okay. I love this guy. I love working with him. I want to work with people with missing limbs. I'm like, that's a great idea. Go do it. So we put something together and he put himself out there. Lorenz, in 6 weeks, he signed up 400 clients.
Wow.
400. This is the power of a coach like me showing him how to do it right and God kicking him in the butt a little bit. And he went from $1,200 a month to over $100,000 a month. That's not 1 0, but 2 zeros to his monthly income. That's the power of not going after the money and getting a tight, good message for a good avatar. Why are you in business? Business is about solving problems for people for profit. If you're thinking business is about something else, you're wrong. It's about solving problems for people for profit. PPP. And not just any problem, but an acute problem. So if someone has a health problem, that's going to be an acute problem. If you solve an acute problem for somebody, you can make a lot of money. But if you're just trying to be all things to all people and just all excited, you're not a businessman. You need to be a businessman or a businesswoman. Right? Yeah, you got to be excited about what you do. Don't get me wrong. But there's got to be a way that you go, okay, who do I help? What's the big problem they have? You know, do they know they have the problem? Because that's important. If they don't know they have the problem, you might have some educating to do, right? And how ready are they to solve the problem? And that's part of your job, is to take them to a point where they're ready to solve the problem. Because an undisturbed prospect will not buy, Lorenz. An undisturbed prospect will not buy. You understand what I'm saying? And that's very important. And let's say for you, let's say you want to make $1 million a year. You deserve to make $1 million a year, right? You're a good man. You deserve. You got family. You got wife. You're trying to like put food on the table. You deserve to make $1 million. Do you agree with me? You deserve to make $1 million a year?
Yes, sir.
100%, right? But it's not going to happen by itself just because you deserve it. You need to have someone in your corner who's going to show you how to do it right, who's going to show you what you're doing wrong that you don't know you're doing wrong, and who's going to help you get it done right. Otherwise, it ain't going to just happen. That's all I'm saying.
Man, that is powerful. As an entrepreneur, my business and podcast, are focused on serving others and spreading the word about the benefits of the ketogenic diet or the high-fat, low-carb. Although I'm relatively, new to entrepreneurship, 2 to 3 years, I've found my purpose in trying to help, people succeed through healthy lifestyle choices. And where I struggle is the selling part of promoting the business.
Serving, not selling. That's why we got to reframe the whole word for you. Serving, not selling. But when you serve, you also ask them to do business with you. That's how you serve. It's a service business. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. That makes sense. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how we can overcome that? Because sometimes health coaches, since we are on the topic, they struggle since if they really do it for service and they want to quit their 9 to 5, they found this passion of theirs and they really want to, if they want to do this full time, they want to make money.
So the first thing they got to do if they want to quit their 9 to 5 is they got to buy my book, The Thought Leader's Journey. This book is all about how to quit your 9 to 5 and start your business and get it to 6 figures and then eventually 7 figures. So make sure you put this in the show notes for the folks.
Will
okay?
do.
All right. But number one is, remember, it's if the attention is on you, are they going to buy from me? Are they going to like me? It's not going to work. The attention's got to be on them, their problem. And are you the right person to help them? And once you understand that, then your job is to really help them see that. right? Like, it can be pretty straightforward. As an example, if someone's like 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds or more overweight, well, they need your help, right? Pretty clear, right? But do they know they need your help? And the process is you need to ask questions that get them to understand that this situation they're in is not good, because an undisturbed prospect will not buy. Your job is to disturb your prospect. So let's just give you an example, right? As a health coach, if you're sitting with a man and he's 50 pounds overweight, you need to ask him questions like, how long have you been overweight? Oh, 10 years. Has your weight been stagnant, or do you become a little bit more overweight, or do you yo-yo diet? Oh, you've added 5 pounds a year for the last 10 years. Okay. Got it. All right. How do you feel? Oh, you're lethargic. Okay. How's that affecting your work? Oh, you're not able to work as much because you're tired. How's that affecting your income? Oh, you're making less money. How's that affecting your relationship? Well, your wife isn't as attracted to you as she once was because you're fat and you're not having sex the way you used to. Oh, how's that affecting your relationship from like arguing? You guys are arguing. Okay. How's that affecting your stress levels? Oh, you're really stressed out. You understand what I'm saying? You need to help them see the consequences of what's going on here. And then when they understand the consequences, and you got to be really good at listening, that they really get it. You got to go, are you ready to fix this? And are you ready to fix this now? Or do you want to wait another 6 months or a year and put on another 5-10 pounds? And you want to be in a place where they're ready to fix it now. And then you ask for the sale. I mean, I'm simplifying this, and obviously there's a lot more intricate work required to really help you do this right. But that's, at a high level, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah. A lot of true practitioners. Now, there are practitioners and there are true practitioners. And for me, true practitioners means that somebody who has struggled, somebody who had come from pain and suffering, and then they turn that around and actually practicing what they're preaching, becoming a coach, becoming practitioners. That's a true practitioner for me, because they're practicing what they preach. Now, it's a good point, because there's a lot of health coaches out there that are true practitioners that doesn't understand business. That can help a lot more people if they can just reach those people that they need to serve.
Well, let me ask you this. As a coach, right? Like, what's your goal for 2023? How many people do you want to work with?
Man, as somebody who just started, I just want to, take it one step at a time. I want to help one person at a time. But
for the full year, how many people do you want to work with? How much money do you want to make?
I want to make at least, $10,000 a month, about $100K.
Okay, $120,000 a year. Great. That's pretty clear. So how many people does that mean you're going to work with?
Hey, Ketones crew, if you want to work with me, I just released my one-on-one 60-minute consultation where we will take a deeper dive into your health journey and formulate a plan where you can incorporate the ketogenic diet to fit your lifestyle. If you're interested, take control of your health today. Click the link on the description box below, and let's get started. Hey guys, let me tell you about this delivery service that's been a total game changer for my lifestyle. Did you know that it's now possible to get local, fresh groceries delivered right at your doorstep? Well, Instacart gives you unlimited grocery delivery for one low monthly fee. And if I can avoid buying non-keto friendly items from supermarkets who psychs you into buying unhealthy foods, plus if it saves me a lot of time and money, sign me up. Instacart is hand-selected by shoppers based on your preferences, so no more rock-hard avocados, and they will keep your eggs safe too. And Instacart will find everything you usually buy and get smart suggestions for new items. And you can get your first order today delivered for free when you purchase over $35 by following the link on the show notes below to let Instacart know that I sent you and to help to support the show. Instacart. never step foot in the grocery store again.
Over the course of the year, if you do that. At any given time in a month, how many people do you need to work with to make $10,000 a month?
At least 50 plus people.
50 plus people. Okay, your business model might be broken because I would want you to be working with as little as 5 people and be making $10,000 a month, but we can talk about that offline. But you need to understand that first, right? And then you need to understand what your message is. You need to understand how to price properly because most people in health coaching undercharge severely, right? And, when you undercharge, you hurt your client. When you undercharge, you hurt your client. Why do I say that? Because if a client isn't paying appropriately, they're not valuing it. It's called expectancy bias, right? When you pay a lot for something, you're going to value it more. Okay, let me just see if I can find something and show it to you. All right, I'm a knife collector, Lorenz. So this is one of my knives. It's a nice little knife, right? It's it's a little pocket knife. You know what I mean? $30-$40, right? It sits on my table. It works. It cuts. It's sharp. You know what I mean? It's mechanically sound. I like it, but it sits on my table. I don't take any especially great care of it, right? Now, I have another knife. Can you see the difference between this knife and that knife?
Yep.
This knife, the handle is mammoth tooth. Damascus bolsters. The skin is called virus skin Damascus. This was hand built for me by somebody. That was built in a factory. You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
This, I keep it in a box. They're both knives. They both cut. You understand what I'm saying? I paid a lot more for this one than I did for that one, right? People expect to get more out of what they pay more for. So if you undercharge somebody, you charge them, okay, I'm a health coach. I'm going to help you lose 50 pounds. I'm going to help you reverse your type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
I'm going to help your sex life get great. I'm going to help you make another $250,000 because of this. Oh. Okay, you're going to do that for me? Great. Well, how much do you charge? $100. What? Like, dude, you're going to change their life and charge them $100. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to buy it. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to value it. But if you said $10,000, now, Lorenz, you understand, they might think that's a lot of money, but they're also going to go, this guy's for real. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not as simple as raise your fees. You have to be able to internally own it and convey the value. But I had a client, he owned an acupuncture clinic. Okay, New York City, Manhattan. His name was Chris. Really good guy. Right? And he had been trained by a Chinese acupuncture master, Eastern Healing Arts, right? And he came to me, and he did good. He was making $150,000 a year, but he lived in Manhattan, man. The money came and went like that, right? And so he comes to me, and he says, I need to make more money. I mean, I have a wife, I have a daughter. And I said, how much money do you want to make? He said, I want to make $1 million. I'm like, man, okay. Let's look at your business, right? This is what I do. I looked at it. His business was good in every respect except one. He undercharged. And he had celebrity clients, like rich clients, right? And he was charging. And I said, dude, you got to raise your fees. And he goes, okay, how much? Like 10%, 20%? I go, no, 20 times. And he's like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I can't. I'm like, relax, calm down. You got to. No. I finally persuaded him to raise it 7 times. Brother, he 20-folded the number of clients he had. His clientele exploded because all his rich clients go, look, come see my acupuncturist. He's the best in Manhattan. Look at how much he charges. And buddy, he went from $150,000 to $1.2 million in 4 months. 4 months.
Wow.
4 months. Because he owned his value. You got to own your value.
That is a lot to think about, right? When you're
truth bomb, boom.
Yeah, if you're somebody who are truly want to serve, I know people struggle with how to price because they don't want to put a price on the service, but at the same time, if you want to help a lot more people, you have to quit your 9 to 5, and if you want to help more people, you have to do this full time, and doing this full time is impossible without income. And people,
Brother,
that's where people struggle.
See, the problem is people think service means free. No, no,
Yeah.
no. We live in a market economy. You offer something, you get something back. And the exchange of energy has to be right. You don't want to overcharge, but you don't want to undercharge. It has to be charged appropriately. And that's based on the value of the solution you provide. If you solve a big problem, you should charge a big amount. If you solve a small problem, you charge a small amount.
Man, there's a lot of value here for health coaches that are probably struggling, who wants to upscale their business right now. And if you're about service and you're struggling to put a price or put a number on your service, it's a great way to there's a book, and we're putting it on the description box below. Can you repeat the title of the book, sir?
Yeah, it's called The Thought Leader's Journey.
Thought Leader's Journey. And we have to understand how to price and understand your message, and with the value that you provide, and the service, you have to figure that out on your own. And how do they figure that out? Let's say they're in a market that are a lot of competition, and how do they price? They know they have a value. Their service has value.
You don't price based on the market and competition. You price based on the value of the solution you offer.
That's the message.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake people make, is they try to price according to competition. That's why they undercharge, because they don't think anyone's going to pay. They don't think people are going to pay, so they don't charge appropriately.
Yeah.
Or the only reason you undercharge is because you don't think people are going to pay, or you don't think you're good enough. You're not worth it. Both of those beliefs need to be changed.
Yeah. A mentor of mine, he once said, multimillionaire, he once said to me that whenever he gets a project, I don't know if this is ethical, right? Whenever he gets a project that he thinks that isn't worth it, or he didn't want to do, he would put the price up, and they would still pay the amount. So at least it becomes worth it for him.
Listen, if someone asks me to do something I don't want to do, I ask for a lot of money. I agree with your mentor. Your mentor's right.
Yeah, you'll be surprised. They'll still pay the amount. Yeah. There's a lot here, and I know we have this is great for health coaches, and I know a lot of people who are listening to this right now are a lot of health coaches come from the struggle now, finding this purpose, finding their line of work through their passion, through helping others. And it starts from, their own experiences. Like myself, I struggled, and then I just want to help people learn more about this. And I am also struggling with the business side of things. I just started my business a couple years ago. And it's been.
Let's change that for you, brother. Let's make you on the path, so you the struggle's done. You don't want to struggle much longer, do you?
Yeah, no, not at all.
So let's talk. Let's talk offline and get you going, man. There's no reason for you to struggle. I'm telling you, people need your services right now. People need them, and in January, a lot of people know that they need them. So this is a good time to talk to people. And it's always a good time to talk to people, but especially now. So you want to believe that, and you want to come from that belief. Listen, you need to believe you can win. If you don't believe you can win, you're not going to win.
Amen.
I believe in you, and I just met you, but I believe in you. You're a good man. I can tell you got good vibes about you. You care about people. You deserve to make a lot of money. You should make $1 million a year.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to talk to you offline, but thank you so much for that very encouraging, statement. Since adopting the carnivore diet, I want to talk to you about that when you started the carnivore diet. What benefits have you noticed in your health and well-being, and the positive changes in your energy that you talked about earlier? Anything
So
that
man,
stands out?
I'm stronger. Like I'm physically, I can lift more. You know what I mean? Probably added 10-15% to my strength, my ability to lift more by eating more that way. I have more energy. Don't get tired so much during the day. I believe that I haven't measured this, but I think my testosterone's up because, I'm hornier.
Yeah.
It's a family show, so, but you know what I'm saying? Those are the things I've noticed. Those are the big three.
Yeah. As somebody who has a high energy job, how has it impact your productivity, do you think?
Well, having more energy means I can do more things, so I believe it's done it that way, to be sure, because when I've been tired, you know what I mean? I just want to quit, or I don't do as much,
Yep.
But when I've been energized, let's get to it.
Yeah, yeah. Is there what's the big struggle for you, transitioning into the diet? I know a lot of people are struggling with, cutting out carbs, cutting out grains, cutting out sweets. What was the biggest challenge for you now? Because my show is about
Honestly,
that transition.
Fruit.
Yep.
Like I love fruit. Yeah, that's challenging at times.
Yeah.
Cutting out bread. I love bread, but I can do without bread. But fruit stuff.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of fruit? Which one?
I like apples. I like pineapples in particular.
Do you struggle with apple because it's always been seen as health food? Like a lot of fruits are seen as health food, but what people don't realize is, it has a type of sugar that is more addictive than any other sugars. Like there's fructose in fruit, which is, that when you're somebody who is watching your blood sugar, it's something that spikes your blood sugar, and it's not good for your health.
Like I said, that's the toughest for me, dealing with that.
Yeah.
Dealing with that. The easiest thing is eating steak. I love steak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like I could eat steak 3 meals a day, bro. Easy, no problem.
Yeah, and people, also when they eat the carnivore diet, you've mentioned Jordan Peterson, and
yes.
his
He
daughter.
does a carnivore diet. Him and his daughter.
Yes. Got rid of a major depression. It's something that improved their way of living. Overall performance. Since adopting this way of eating, and she has since been, somebody who has been an advocate about the lifestyle, right? And she's not like yourself, like what you're doing. She also has a business, and it's been helping her since her depression dissipated. She's been always on the go, and we're telling people about this and being. I love what you're doing right now, talking about that, because you're a business person and you're not supposed to talk about diets, right? And you're here today.
But listen, it's important to tell people about eating and exercise. I talk about that as part of the work I do with most people.
Oh, do you?
Because most people just don't pay attention to it.
Do they? Are they shocked that you're talking about diet to them when it's all about
not
business?
Really, no.
Not really.
They're not shocked. I don't think anybody's shocked. No, they just need to learn to pay attention to it. Like if someone doesn't have a background in health, they're not paying attention to this.
What do they struggle with most of the time when you talk about the diet side of things?
Well, honestly, it's exercise. They don't exercise enough. That's the biggest struggle. And then a lot of them drink too much booze. Like they don't want to give up their wine, their beer, their whiskey. Those are the big two. And the third is they want to eat their sweets, ice cream and cake and chips and all that crap. People are crap eaters.
So you said you can, by getting rid of these stuff, by de-stressing, by movement, exercising, they can make a lot more money. And you said there's a number, and
I'm telling
it's
you,
science.
$250,000 a year. $250,000 a year. If you're a businessman or woman and you want to make more money, the fastest way to do it is exercise and change your eating.
What does it?
Second fastest way is all the stuff we talked about before. You know, good message, dial it in, and all that jazz. But you've got more energy. You can work with more people. That's that simple. If you have 25% more energy, you're going to be able to get 25% to 50% better results.
Because you got an edge.
Well, if you make one more sales call a day, right? 200 days a year. That's going to make you money. If you're in like real estate sales, 200 more sales calls a year is probably going to end up making you $250,000 to $500,000 extra. Because every real estate sale you make as a real estate salesperson is worth $20,000 to $75,000 a sale. You think about that. That's a lot of money. Right? And if you're like a health coach, whatever, like that, I'm not going to tell you about eating or nutrition because you know all that stuff. I'll tell you about all that business stuff. If you're in business, you got to take care of your health. I don't think that's controversial in this day and age.
What's where people struggle is how when their doctor says you eat less and exercise more. That's where people get confused because what does that mean, right? You eat less, okay? You eat less of what? Now, eat more of what? Or eat less fat? Eat less.
That's why they need someone like you to like work with them. That's the important thing. Is they need a man like you to work with them to show them what the right thing is. Most doctors get 2 hours of nutrition training in their entire
Isn't that interesting?
Educational training. So they don't know nothing about nutrition. So you shouldn't be listening to a doctor about nutrition. You should be speaking to a nutrition expert.
Yeah.
Unless that doctor went and specifically got nutritional training, they don't know crap.
Yeah.
I know 10 times as much as most doctors. And I'm not an expert compared to you. But I know more than doctors.
That's amazing. You know, getting to talk to you like this here. Now, it directly impacts me because I am a health coach and I'm wanting to thrive in this industry. It's something that I want to do, want to help more people, and understanding business is part of that. Now, I may have a mindset of I need to learn. I think I need to learn what abundance means and what thinking, because people sometimes I think that money, putting a price on something that I do is not beneficial because I think that might be stopping me from achieving my goals.
You're pushing money away by thinking like that. We got to rewire your brain first, Lorenz. Once we rewire your brain, I know that alone will triple your income. And then once you do the right things with your brain rewired, you'll tenfold your income.
I love that. I love to hear that. Now, I want you to be able to, send a message here to our listeners. Is there anything that you want to specifically talk about in terms of business, in terms of...
So I'll say this. If you're listening to the show and you're struggling with your health, definitely call Lorenz and work with him. He'll help you get in shape. He'll help you learn how to rewire your dieting. It'll save your life, and it'll probably make you a lot more money. So that's my first recommendation and advice to anybody listening to the show who's struggling with their health. If you're a business person and you're struggling with your business, then pick up a copy of one of my books, The Thought Leader's Journey, if you're working in a 9-to-5. And if you're not, I've got other books that can help you if you already have your own business. And I've written 8 books, published 8 books. So go on Amazon, type in Nicky Billou, pick up a book, pick up all of them if you want, read them. They'll help you. I've got a podcast, a business podcast called The Thought Leader Revolution. You can check that out. But if you're a business owner and you want to actually, you're seriously ready to, change things, then let's jump on what I call a success call. And let's set up a success blueprint to help you make 2023 your best year yet. It's free, this success call. I could charge for this, and in the past I have, but I'm offering it for free. So you got nothing to lose. Jump all over it. Go to eCircleacademy.com/appointment. That's eCircleacademy.com/appointment. Let's get your success blueprint ready for you. And let's go.
Let's go. Now get on that, guys. Everything will be linked down in the description box below. If you're interested in that, go jump on it. I'm going to jump on it right now and see what.
Let's talk after. Let's book an appointment right now to talk.
Yes, sir.
Monday,
yes,
Tuesday,
sir.
Wednesday next week. Let's do it. We're both in Canada. We're close to each other. Used to even live in my city. If you were still in Toronto, I'd say, come meet me in my office. Let's meet in person.
Awesome. Well, this has been a blast here. Nicky, I can't thank you enough. I've learned a lot just about business, just about your lifestyle, how you put everything together in a very, for me, I want to jump on this. I want to
Let's do it,
do
man.
this with you.
Let's
and
do this.
To anyone that's listening, everything will be linked down in the description box below. The book, the podcast, eCircle Academy. Jump on it. It's free. Why not, right? Jump on it. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your time sharing your story here once again, and learned a lot today, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. God bless you.